We'll move forward to Michigan and the Sherrone Moore suspension. It is beyond intriguing to me. I think that's the word I want to use. I mean, it's almost awe-inspiring in a sense. I mean, the audacity of Michigan and the internal suspension here to pick and choose the games. Central Michigan Game 3 and at Nebraska Game 4. Those are the two games that you will see Sherrone Moore not be on the sidelines. Don't know who the interim coach is going to be. I'll be interested to find out when that happens. But it makes you wonder a couple of things. Is there something more coming from the NCAA? I'm going to venture to say that we won't know in 2025, but this situation here might push there to be an answer in 2025. And why do I think that Michigan may have done this? What are they worried about? Well, what they're worried about is Sherrone Moore being suspended at a later time. Why are they worried about that? Because 2026 and beyond opens another championship window for the Michigan Wolverines. I think that 2025 Michigan's a playoff contender, and maybe not quite there. I mean, far be it for me to know. I haven't gotten there. I'm not going to sit here and act like I have. But what I can tell you is that there is potential, and I think a very legitimate potential, for 2026 and beyond to open up this window of, again, championship winning potential. And it could happen here too. I mean, I think that we got a really good glimpse of Wink Martindale finally finding his footing at the college level last year, the last handful of games. You watched him go in to Columbus and shut down the Ohio State offense. Granted, we can blame Chip Kelly all we want, but the biggest thing is that Chip Kelly's also not there anymore. And Wink Martindale has this huge experience advantage in calling plays over the new offensive coordinator at Ohio State, Brian Hartline. Wink Martindale also goes in and shuts down Kalen DeBoer's offense in Alabama and makes Jalen Milroe's day absolutely miserable, with large part the 2025 team out there on the field, especially the 2025 defense out there on the field. The bowl game was Alabama. Yeah, they were kind of going for broke. They were going out there with nothing to lose, but they still wanted to go win that game. They still wanted to go out on a high note. Jalen Milroe wanted to go out and put more film out there. That's why he played in the game. And instead, what happened was we got the result that we got, and which was Michigan's defense shutting down, making Jalen Milroe's day miserable, making their running game miserable, largely shutting down Ryan Williams. This was kind of a look ahead to what Michigan's going to be in 2025. And on top of that, you bring in, like, no matter what happens, I think you're going to have better quarterback play, which is a huge deal. I mean, that's part of the reason that Michigan lost 5 games last year. Michigan's a 10-2 team with a quarterback. And I'm not talking Davis Warren and saying he wasn't a quarterback. I'm not talking bad about Davis Warren. But I think we can all agree that Jack Tuttle, Davis Warren, Alex Orji, neither of them have the potential or the skills to be a championship winning quarterback. You have Bryce Underwood, who I think will be the starter for the majority of the year, if not the full season. You have Mikey Keene, who is a very experienced quarterback who, while people don't love the move, people, I think, underrate and undervalue what experience can mean to a team. And then you have Jaden Davis, who was the next big thing when he committed to Michigan and still has the potential to be that guy at Michigan. It's not a foregone conclusion that Jaden Davis just never starts at the university. Just because Bryce Underwood came in does not mean that Jaden Davis can't compete and win that job. So there's 3 quarterbacks. You have the running back room being the same. There's so many things with Michigan that will not change in 2025 and it'll probably make them closer to championship contender, but not there yet. But again, to get back on track here, 2026 and beyond opens a window of great opportunity. And you also bring in Smigel next year, another quarterback who's highly touted and highly sought after, who we'll just kind of plug and play whenever his time comes. Michigan wants to get ahead of this now. They don't want it to spill into 2026, 27, 28. You don't want it to happen that way. And truly, I think 2026 is probably as far as it'll go. If we don't have anything by the end of 26, it's not going to happen. But you don't want it to spill over into a potential championship winning season. The same way that 2023 was affected so greatly, 6 games without Jim Harbaugh, yet they still go on to win the championship. It doesn't always work out that way, and you don't want a season to be affected so majorly like that. So that's what I think is going to happen, and that's what I think is going on here. This is Michigan kind of playing their hand and being like, hey, look, we're making a move in 25. Why don't you make your move? Why don't you go ahead and get ahead of it, so that way people stop asking questions and we stop having to worry about what's going to happen, and we can just know. If that's what it's going to be, smart move, great move, honestly. If it's not, then it is what it is, and we look into 2026 with the same exact questions we've had for the last 2 years now about what Michigan's going to be and when the NCAA, when the hammer's going to drop, in the words of the majority of the outside fan bases. We'll see. We will see is plainly the answer I can give you right now.